Hey guys, how we doing today?
Morning, everyone.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Okay, so this season of Mad Men has been absolutely outstanding.
It's not. It's stellar for sure.
Like I can't even the last 4 or 5 episodes we've seen have been like
Peak Mad Men.
top tier, you know.
Absolutely.
And also we got an iconic Don Draper line the last episode. The I don't think about you at all.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you. I don't think about you at all, which of course isn't true.
He's so full of it. I mean,
yeah, that line was. I mean, obviously it was a great comeback,
Great mic drop,
a great mic drop comeback, but also was patently dishonest.
a lot. Yeah. Of course,
He was feeling
thinking
insecure about it. He was looking at all the work that he'd done. He saw Ginsburg's name and all of the creative stuff
Yeah.
and decided he needed to jump back into the ring and get his name back out there.
A good highlight of the last episode to show how petty everybody really is there.
There was
Everybody.
it was an episode about insecurity across the board.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the biggest example, the one they leaned on the most, was Betty.
Mm-hmm.
And how she, used kind of weaponized Sally
Yeah.
to ruin Dawn's weekend. Simply because she was feeling insecure about Megan.
I see. I'm kind of the Ginsburg in the situation where I feel bad for Betty. In the situation,
I feel bad for her.
I mean, it's still awful. Like what she did is still terrible. But like, I mean, that's pretty low. If you're going to use your kid to get back at your ex,
Right?
like
Yeah.
that,
I see. Like I didn't fault her for feeling how she felt. Right?
No, not at all.
Here's your ex-husband. He cheated on you. Now he's got this younger, more beautiful wife who your kids love.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like Sally kind of likes Megan more than she likes Betty.
It kind of does feel that way.
Because Betty and Sally have never had a really good relationship, and sometimes it's been just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The last season when she's begging not to go back to the house in the office.
Oh yeah, that was awful. That was a really
and Betty being really dismissive of the whole thing until people are watching. And so her pettiness there is where the line gets crossed, right?
Yeah,
because I mean anyone that's ever been in a relationship or divorced and has kids,
sure.
The number one rule is don't let it play out in front of your kids, right? Whatever contention you have,
and oftentimes
it's really, my parents were terrible to each other when I was a kid. After they got divorced, they were awful, right? And they're like, "Here's why I hate your mom." Well, here's why I hate your dad. I'm 6. Can you both shut up?
It's a bowl of cereal.
I'm serious. And I'm like, I thank you for the lifelong trauma that you're giving me and the trust issues I will forever have.
It really does bleed through the screen.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, like, we're starting to see how it's affecting Sally. Because she's becoming of age,
right?
And also, we see that she has her own nastiness about her.
Yeah, she was being really, really vindictive of Megan.
I had a really good conversation with one of you guys on Patreon about this, about how Sally is starting to become nasty, kind of like Betty, but she's also a little bit like Dawn.
Right.
And she even had that nice little dig at the end where, like, Betty starts to eat her meal and Sally's like, "Bobby, she's hungry." Like she's poking fun at her a little bit, and she even, she knows how to twist a knife on Betty now.
No, she knew how to work her when she was like, "Yeah, we had a great weekend." Because she knew that was the one thing she could say that was going to really upset.
And it did.
It worked.
It did.
She's a little young to be that good of a puppet master.
She really is. And like I said, I do feel bad for Betty. Obviously, her ex-husband, kind of put her through the ringer. And not even kind of. He did. Don was a bad husband.
Right.
Probably a bad dad a little bit there too.
Well, he was an absentee dad.
He was nice. He's always gracious.
Great with the kids when he was with them, but spent most of his time away from them.
Yeah, and so I get it. I understand why she hates Don. She has every right to hate Don.
I would too if I was in her position.
Once you start pulling the kids into it,
that's where she crossed the line.
Right? And I think that's why a lot of her strong reactions to Betty were so strong, because she was awful to the kids. She was slapping Sally in the face, letting her run into the city by herself.
She doesn't know how to compartmentalize her feelings in a way. She is somebody that when things aren't going her way, when she's not feeling good, hurting other people's her next step. Say what you want about Don, and Don is a terrible guy in many, many ways. He's not the I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad moment, I'm having a bad life, therefore I'm going to fire Carla and try to keep her from getting another job.
That's the worst thing.
Or I'm going to slap my daughter in the face because I'm upset that her hair's cut.
As a person, my heart bleeds for her, but like as an adult, you got to kind of hold yourself to a higher standard because you are an adult.
I feel like she needs help.
She does need help.
She should be in therapy. I think she would be fine. I don't think she's aware that she's doing it. I don't think she's malicious. She just doesn't. Well,
she's malicious.
Some of her stuff's malicious. Her stuff with Carla was malicious. No one's ever on my side after firing Carla and trying to ruin her life. And it's like, you're not the victim here.
No. And there is a lack of awareness too.
Absolutely.
Big time.
And I also want to, before we get going here, we need to get going.
Yeah.
Is Roger was really awful in the last episode too. His insecurity towards Pete, because everyone was having like quiet wars with somebody else.
Yeah.
And the fact that he brought in Ginsburg and made more than one pretty anti-Semitic statement to a guy who someone on Patreon pointed out, or on YouTube pointed out, this guy was born in a concentration camp.
He was.
And you're sitting here throwing this
wine thing?
Yeah, this anti-Semitic, I'm trying to sell it to normal people, crap in his face. And then it's just Roger being completely unaware.
Yeah,
he doesn't know.
Same with the Jane thing.
It's just right. It's just like, the hooking up with Jane and everything. Again, all so Roger can feel better about himself.
And he had awareness over that, but he didn't have awareness over the Ginsburg thing.
That's because Jane called it. He didn't have awareness until Jane said something.
True.
Ginsburg's not going to say anything to him about it.
No.
He needs to be told when he needs to be aware.
Yeah.
Just like when he was, doing the anti-Japanese thing. Joan had to go talk him down on that
thing.
And no one told me.
No one said anything.
No one said anything, so he never knew that was wrong. At any rate, we do want to go ahead and welcome Henny, Jack, and Laugh to our Patreon group. Thanks so much, guys. We're very happy you're here with us.
Yes, we are. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you might hit the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On all of our shows on Patreon, we're at least 4 episodes ahead. I think we're 5 over on Patreon, on Mad Men specifically. So if you're seeing this on YouTube right now, we're probably into season 6.
I would imagine so.
Look at us just blow right through this show. Do not want it to end. We're also watching 30 Rock right now as a Patreon exclusive. You are going to have to sync and watch it along on your own device or streaming service. You will only see and hear us on Patreon.
I'll show you a thing.
We'll time it up for you, but for copyright purposes, that's all you're going to see.
Yeah.
All right. For those of you back with us on Patreon, welcome back, guys. Let us start. Episode 10 in 3, 2, 1.
Your promise was to extricate me from this situation altogether.
My promise was to keep you out of prison.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You owe money, dude.
Yeah. Go to the partners and tell them what's up.
Start selling things, right? Yeah. It's like, honey, we're gonna lose the couch.
We're gonna lose the couch.
Mr. Kinsey called regarding lunch.
Paul Kinsey?
No.
Really?
Oh, I hope he shows up here.
In the actual paperwork, because everything's out by my desk.
I think he's too proud to say that he has this money problem.
Yeah. What do you do?
Can you take care of it today? I'd like to start writing checks immediately.
I don't feel good about this story.
I don't either. No.
Yeah.
He might go to prison.
If he can't pay it, yeah. He gets extradited back to England.
That would suck.
It would.
I don't want to see Lane go. I love Lane.
I don't think they'd let it come to that.
I think you're right though. I think he's proud. So Don or Roger's gonna.
Someone's gonna have to step up and help him. Yeah.
That's true. I don't think.
Oh no.
Is he a Hare Krishna?
Who's that?
Paul?
Not him. Ponytail.
It was him.
God.
Oh my God.
Get what?
Using a pretty girl to lure Harry in because he's weak.
Yeah.
It's weird that Harry's married, and I don't know that he's ever cheated on his wife, but he flirts with everybody.
He did in that first season, remember?
Right, but he fell apart for that.
I think it's implied that he is. Like, he's going to all these parties, and
that's true.
He was very gross the Rolling Stones episode.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah. I forgot about that.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
You know, Harry was always trying to be performatively like, look how open-minded I am.
Yeah.
This doesn't surprise me. Paul. This doesn't surprise me at all. Just where he ended up.
Of course this is where he ended up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I believe that enables us to distribute Christmas bonuses.
Yeah, I need 8.
Oh, yeah, I just need 8.
God bless us, everyone.
The Jaguar announcement should be good for morale. And as much as it affects me personally, I think we should sit tight on the bonuses.
It's stressing me out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, look, he's all nervous.
Yeah.
We can afford to do both.
What ghost visited you, Ebenezer?
Look, he skipped half a workday here.
Yeah, he did.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Excuse me.
It's like a weird art thing.
Well, avant-garde theater from the 60s, yeah.
Can you help me, Doctor? I asked him.
Don's not into it.
Right.
Made me just as sick. The television was one thing, and I was a...
I feel like we're heading for alcohol problems with Don.
I think so.
You know, we've kind of hinted at that.
Yeah.
It's to advertising as much as the emptiness of consumerism.
Well, no one's made a stronger stand against advertising than you.
He's picking a fight.
Yeah, he's picking a fight, right? Megan always has to be the adult.
I know.
Scared when B was born, but she's such a joy.
Actually, ponytails drive me crazy.
It's terrible.
I can't stop looking at it.
You've been writing?
I think it's the most meaningful work I've ever done in my life.
Oh, he wrote a Star Trek episode.
And I think I've made a good effort at matching the moral complexities tinged with adventure that draw people to it.
He was always a bad writer at Sterling Cooper. I bet it's not good, yeah.
No one likes me. Sometimes I think Krishna doesn't even like me.
Still feel bad for him here, yeah.
Will you read the script?
It can't be worse than Star Trek Into Darkness.
Is he embezzling?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He's going to get fired. Yep, buddy. He's embezzling $8,000. Oh, no. He's forging Don's signature on a check. He's going to get fired. Yeah, he's getting fired.
Or go to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he got arrested in America for embezzlement at Sterling Cooper?
You think they'd send him back? Well, if
he did it here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Dang. I've always thought he was so smart and like had his stuff together, but clearly this.
Well, we've seen this season his insecurities kind of taken over, and the fact that he can't ask for help is right there.
It really started with that the picture when he finds the wallet. You know,
yeah, it did, right? That's when he started falling apart.
Be honest with him and tell him he needs to write a better script.
I think it was really hard for him.
He shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah,
yeah.
She hasn't even read it, and she's like, "Yeah, tell him to write a better script."
Well, I mean, he knows. He's He's saying second opinion because it sucks. Yeah.
Are you Joan Harris?
Yes, that's me.
You're served.
Just got
divorce papers.
But he needed to talk to you.
About what?
I don't remember everything everybody says.
Because you're an idiot.
Joan's taking it out on her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a surprise.
Oh.
Surprise! There's an airplane here to see you.
I mean, she's right.
I don't even have my coat.
Oh.
See, every once in a while, Don is your mind is a good guy.
He's nice to everybody except for his own wife.
I mean, seriously, yeah. He has the potential to be really caring.
Yeah.
That's the most beautiful car ever made. The XKE, or...
It's in contention.
It's a beautiful car, yeah.
Here's 6. If we don't come back, consider it paid for.
This was smooth.
That was pretty smooth, yeah. That was a nice cut.
Yeah, it was.
Give me some change. I want music.
It's interesting that their relationship clearly has always been platonic. You know what I mean? There's absolutely they're beautiful, confident people,
but they can keep
their own way.
They can keep it just as friends.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good. I like it.
I do too.
But when you were chanting, I felt this intensity, you know?
She's going to hit on him trying to get the script. To get the script. No, I think to get the script published. Or script sold.
You weak man.
This is clearly some type of setup for something else.
Yeah.
This is transactional.
Ugh.
Harry, you idiot.
I really hope he doesn't crash this car. It is paid for, I guess, but...
He is spiraling.
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing a lot less of it than we've seen before, but it's definitely happening.
Yeah.
You want to make him into a gross materialist when he's living in the spiritual world. And also, he's our best recruiter.
I feel so bad for Paul.
I do too.
This is awful.
I don't feel bad for Harry at all.
No.
He just did a scummy thing anyway.
She's just as gross.
Yeah, they're both terrible. And of course, Paul has no say in any of this.
Wow.
His own life.
Oh yeah. I'm so sorry, Megan. That sucks.
Yeah, Don being so out being so nice and gracious with Joan was him blowing off Megan.
The juxtaposition here, yeah.
Yep. So he's I like the setup of this. We were thinking, wow, what a nice thing Don's doing while he was upsetting his actual wife.
Yeah.
Nigel, certainly we can afford that.
He can't afford his lawyer fees right now.
He can't afford that.
Can you be honest with her for 12 seconds?
Can anybody be honest?
Right. Don't hide your finances from your spouse. Yeah.
Oh. I want to feel bad for him. I mean, I have a lot of empathy, but it's like everyone's being so gross.
I'm very certain this is going to blow up in his face.
It's got to, yeah. It's not a lot of happy endings in this show.
To leave your things and go from here. I don't have any things. Good. This is all you need.
It's so sad.
Yeah, but I kind of like that he's doing this.
Yeah.
You know what? As awful as Harry almost always is, this was actually a valiant effort to help the guy.
Yeah.
Like a legitimate effort.
What are the odds that he does go?
I bet we don't find out. This is probably the only time we're going to see him.
I want to cry. I feel so sad.
Yeah.
Then there'll be no bonuses. No.
What?
Just the partners will defer. The junior partners? Yes, till the end of January.
Who needs to talk to these guys?
If it's not obvious enough already, I mean...
Yeah. Yeah, they should be picking up on the fact that he's, like, desperate for this bonuses. But the thing is, he's already done it. You know what I mean? Even with the Don now, he's host. Yeah. Yeah.
You're all getting Christmas bonuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. In English, please.
Lane was only thinking about himself there.
Agency on Madison Avenue is defined by the moment they got their car. When we land Jaguar, the world will know we've arrived.
Got me hyped up a little bit. I mean, it sucked, but
it's like, hey guys, no more weekends or no Christmas for you.
And they ate it up. They ate it up. He's got a fire in him.
Yeah.
All right.
Creative in my office.
Yep. And Lane's crapping bricks over here.
Weird, because he stole money. Now he can't pay it back.
Man.
That's a great last shot right there. The fact that Lane's going down in flames, right? He is. Unless one of the partners decides to save him.
I always forget. Is there 13 episodes or is it 12? I think it's... we can just look real fast.
Yeah, we're...
Uh-oh.
No, it just went away on me, didn't it?
Thanks, AMC Plus. Because, yeah.
That was 10, right?
That was 10. So that's 11. I assume there's 12. Let's look real fast, guys, real quick. Without it, yeah, start the next episode. Hold on.
I don't think I can do it from here.
As much as you guys want to start. As much as we want to, we're not going to.
It's not going to show us.
It's not going to show us.
No,
Anyways,
not playing the next
regardless, we've got maybe two
or three episodes left, maybe?
I wonder how many of those episodes are going to focus up on Lane, because...
this is a big deal moving forward for the rest of the series.
Oh, my God, it's huge. And
I'm sorry, guys. I'm Googling how many episodes are in the season.
I'm curious, too, because... Well, see, Dawn... His storyline right now is also interesting as well, with the whole Megan situation. She even said, you used to love your job even before
13 episodes.
13 episodes.
So we got 3 left.
And he did love his job to a certain extent. He was good at it, but I think he got burned out. He got in a rut. He kind of lost his sense of self-worth, and he thought he could replace that with Megan. And that was kind of the whole point of the 4th season, right? And in like the first half of the season, he's like, I don't know what I am or who I am or what I'm good for or what my self-worth is. And now it takes her throwing a plate of spaghetti at the wall and yelling at him, being like, okay, you can be my husband. We can do this, but you have to separate the two. You have to separate me from Sterling Cooper. You have to do your own thing here, man. You can't just be wallowing away.
Sure.
And I think that's interesting. And I think that she's beyond supportive, way more than he deserves, you know? And I don't know going forward if they will last. I mean, I don't see a world where they do, because we know how Dawn is.
So.
But also at this point in time, I thought that she would have, you know, been leaving him. I did not think the marriage would last more than a season, you know?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to be married through 7 seasons.
I don't either.
I don't see how they can, and unless Dawn does kind of a personality 180. But like I said,
and with 3 episodes left,
you know, with the
could happen anytime.
With the episode with the elevator shaft, right, and then him drinking, and then the play, right, where it's an anti-consumerism play.
Yeah.
But the scene they gave us was about the drinking.
Yeah.
I really feel like
a can of beer.
Yeah, I feel like as we've said before, I feel like Don's personal life and his work life are kind of, for the first time ever, both going down together. You know what I mean? I feel like he's always had one when the other one failed, right? When the he's always been able to crush it at work when his marriage when things were falling apart with Betty, or vice versa, right? Sure. He's always been able to
put all his eggs in one basket.
Yeah, exactly. He's always had one to crutch, and usually the crutches work. But we're seeing here that maybe it changed at the end here. The announcement.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. But if the Megan thing starts to go down, work will get better,
right?
Because that's kind of how it's always been.
That's how it's always been, which is why I think this one's different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the elevator thing is really. I know that's really color what I'm thinking, but I
think it's supposed to.
I think we haven't seen rock bottom for Dawn yet.
No,
and this felt like an upswing. But
as 3 episodes left, I mean,
every time we've seen an upswing with Don, he just crashes farther. You know what I mean? Yeah. He doesn't stay on that high. We spent a good chunk of the last season with him digging his way out of his alcohol and family problems and trying to focus on getting himself better. And look where he is now. I don't think he has it in him. I think too much of who he is defined by his work. So when his work isn't going well, it brings into question the other stuff. That's where his problems were the last season, right?
Sure.
Sterling Cooper was on very, very shaky ground after what happened with Lucky Strike.
Yeah.
And he did that Hail Mary of a letter to change the conversation.
Out of desperation, really.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's always able to swing that back up, and
he digs himself into a hole, and then he always finds like last minute a way to get himself out. But he continues digging holes. That's
right.
The thing.
And those are holes that are like external. Those are work holes.
Yeah.
This pitch didn't go well. This company's leaving Sterling Cooper. Mm-hmm. This seems like he's not getting the satisfaction from Sterling Cooper even when things are going well.
Yeah.
Like that crutch is crumbling as a reason for him to go on. You know what I mean? Instead of like, oh, work's going bad, therefore I'm unhappy.
Yeah.
No, I'm unhappy, and therefore work's going bad. Seems to be more what this is.
And I do think that Megan's patience is running thin. I mean,
it should.
It should be. I mean, like this was a great episode. I'm glad that she stands up for herself, and I'm glad that she holds him accountable. However, like I think him getting that fire lit under him. I mean, essentially by her. And even Pete kind of digging at him at the beginning of the episode where he's like, maybe you have to stay past 5:30.
Right.
And him saying at the very end, we're going to be staying late.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, that is a good juxtaposition of like, I don't want to stay late and work on the car.
Yeah.
So we're going to stay late and work on the car. Maybe you're right. Maybe this isn't a bit of an upswing.
It's going to come at a cost, though, as a show.
As it always does.
Always comes at a cost.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that means Megan leaving him and then him even going, because that could also be the pit.
Right.
Him really going off the rails again. Although season 4, I feel like was committed to that. I feel like season 4 was him. Obviously, I think he's going to go deeper. But 4 was pretty freaking close,
Yeah, he had to really like focus on himself.
And even him digging himself out of the pit, it might have just made the pit bigger because it wasn't a great idea. I mean, it ended up being a really good idea because Megan's awesome. But I mean, like him just spur of the moment, I want to marry you. You know what I mean? Like
that was
wild.
Yeah, I feel like that he got a great partner there.
Yeah.
Out of pure luck. Because he didn't know anything about her other than she was really pretty.
When is that luck going to run out?
Right, exactly. Right.
And I don't know if his work life is going to blow up. I mean, it certainly could. What is going to cause that? What is going to be the catalyst in that situation?
It would not surprise me if Jaguar falls apart and that sends him over the edge. Maybe,
or it ties back to Lane. What is him?
I was going to say, if he has to fire Lane, that might be a lot too.
Yeah.
Because really, aside from Roger, Lane is the guy he's been closest with outside of work.
Yeah, I love that episode.
Yeah,
monster on the TV, on the TV screen. But the Lane thing is, I mean, that's bad news bears.
There's no way we're getting a happy ending on that.
Lane never get a happy ending on the show.
I would be really surprised if in season 6 Lane's on the show.
Yeah,
we have 3 episodes left.
That could be the big mic drop moment.
There's going to be something here.
Him in handcuffs.
Really, right?
Yeah.
Either getting extra. I think he's clear in England because he paid the money.
Yeah.
So I don't think extradition to England is going to happen.
No.
But yeah, the lawyer can't like have you arrested because you haven't paid him yet.
Now, okay,
but
Go ahead.
He embezzled in America. That's a felony.
Do you think that they would press charges? Think they just fire him? Because I think they like Lane, and if he is caught, which I think he will be, if he pleads his case, do you think they're like, okay, like we won't send you to prison, but like you're just fired?
I think at the very least he's going to get fired.
Yeah, you have to fire that person. You have to fire that person.
I feel, and again, we don't know. I feel like he's caught. I feel like the partners meet. I feel like the one guy who says, call the police, it's the right thing to do, would be Pete.
Yeah.
Because Pete doesn't like him. And Pete, despite all of his many flaws, he's complained about Dawn to his wife, right? Why do these kind of people get away with it? He's not a guy that likes people getting away with it, even though he gets away with a lot of terrible things. He doesn't recognize that about himself. So I don't think he would be the one to want to let Lane off the hook for it, but the other three guys might.
And we talked about how Don is gracious with other people more than he is his family, or his wives. He did cover Pete's end of the $50,000.
Oh, he owed Pete huge for that.
He did owe Pete. That's the thing, though. Is he owed Pete big.
He doesn't owe Lane anything.
If he was going to cover for him, it'd be out of respect. But it's kind of. I mean, Don is a quid pro quo kind of guy. So I don't know.
I don't think there's any way around at least firing him. I don't think he's going to be back. Maybe he, if he gets fired, he has to go back to England. Right, his visa is probably work contingent, but there is no way
he doesn't want to go back to England.
Right, and there's no way he keeps his job at Sterling.
He can't get a job in England either because he burned that bridge.
I think he's
in a corner.
Yeah, I think there's no happy ending for him regardless.
I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see Lane leave the show. I love Jared Harris so much.
I do too.
It was a great performance. And then quickly we should touch upon the Harry and Paul Kinsey stuff because I think that led some of the grossest stuff in this episode with whatever her name was.
Lakshmi.
I
don't know what her real name was. They said it. Jen or something like
Janet,
that. Janet. I think basically with that episode, we got to see both the worst and the best of Harry.
Truly.
We saw him being
somewhere in there is a good person, but dear God, that was detestable.
He's an insecure little scumbag.
Weak man.
Whose conscience let him help out a former friend. I don't like him, but it was a nice gesture at the end.
As much as we did not like Paul, I have so much empathy for that character now.
Yeah, more so than we ever have. We always thought Paul was just like, he's a bad writer, he's bad at his job.
Privileged.
He's privileged, he's pretentious, for sure.
Yeah.
He's performatively open-minded. And then you get to this, and it's like,
homeless and desperate.
Yeah, now it's just like I don't know who I am or what to do with myself now, and it's really sad to see
that line reading of I don't have anything.
I don't. Oh
my God, it makes me well up right now just thinking about it because it's like he's got this dirty turtleneck on, this ridiculous ponytail, and he's latching onto this. I mean, I don't want to call it a cult because that's kind of insensitive, but like this.
Well, it's a really he's as in religion as a cult or as a clutch. I mean, not a cult, it's a clutch. I can't talk either.
He's desperate, and it's like he's only there really because I don't think he has anywhere else to go, and man, it's so sad. And I really hope we're probably not going to see him again, but I hope he takes the money. And I hope he gets the heck out of there. But also, you end up in LA with $500. That's going to go quick,
Well,
and they even told him that his is awful. So it's not gonna...
I don't think that matters. I think the whole point was he needed to get away from her.
Yeah,
like it's not even the religion. He needed to get away from her specifically.
Yeah,
she was a poison, right?
Yeah,
I love him. Oh, also he's our best recruiter. Okay, then maybe really focus on that second part. Seems to be all you care about.
And hats off to the show because I never thought that I would be rooting for Paul Kinsey in any way at all.
Right when they just throw him up as in the C storyline in an episode.
I'm like, go Paul. Let your wings fly, buddy.
Exactly. You're never going to write for Gene Roddenberry, but that doesn't mean that you can't do anything else.
What a twist after the show ends. He's like the lead writer of Star Trek.
Right. Turns into Isaac Asimov. All right, we'll touch on the next one, guys.